Hi everyone, this is Cindy Eiler, and today you might guess my topic. It's about love. And I don't know, some people are telling me my videos are too long, so maybe I'll try to make this one shorter. I don't know. I have so much, the topics that I talk on are, topics that I find it amazing that I can even explain in 20 to 25 or 30 minutes. So when someone tells me it's too long, it's just like, okay, you explain this topic in 15 minutes and tell me how to do that. But anyway, whatever. I want to talk today about the most important subject, and it's love. And I'm going to talk about different aspects of love. I'm not just talking about love in a relationship, love of a child, love of yourself, love of your friends, love of others. I'll talk a little bit about that, but I want to get to the core of love, like divine love, like that real tapped in knowing of feeling that energy of pure love. And when you talk about love, the highest vibrating emotion or feeling is love. And that means that it comes from your highest power. Whatever you call your highest power, whether you call it the divine, source, creator, the universe, God, Allah, whatever you call it, to me, I don't care how you label it, because they all equal unconditional love to me. So I want to talk about that tapped in feeling. So first of all, I really do want to preach a little bit about having self-love, because before you can really love yourself, you can't really love yourself. You can't really love your natural divinity. And your natural divinity is your knowing that you are a piece of the divine. You are a piece of the highest power. You come from that energy. You are divine. You do have God in you. You do have Allah in you. Whatever you call your highest power, you are from that energy, so you do have it. That's why we can co-create. That's why we're able to manifest and create, because we are from that divine power. Now, when we are souls, which are eternal, which never die, we understand that on a much deeper level. But when we incarnate into human bodies and are having our human experience, we forget a lot about that. And I believe, my belief is, the big reason why we are here is to remember our connection, our divinity, to remember and to learn how to get back and be the closest you can to that flow of divine love. And so that means a lot more when you're talking about love. So first of all, for people who have a hard time loving themselves, so that would be somebody that puts themselves down a lot, that says they're ugly, they're too fat, they're too stupid, they should know better, they have a horrible life. People who are real Debbie Downers about themselves and about their lives. They are clearly people that don't love themselves. And you know what? When you talk like that, you know what you're really doing? You're really telling God how imperfect God is, or source, or universe, how imperfect it is. So when you're saying you're ugly and you're stupid and your life is crap and you're worthless, you're actually saying that God is crap and ugly and worthless. So because that's who you are. And when you tell somebody, when you talk about other people and you say negative things about other people, like they're ugly or they're stupid or they're idiots or they're whatever judgment you're making on somebody else, you're actually telling yourself that you're that, because everybody is a part of you. You're all part of the same source. So the key here is what you see in the world around you, what you see in other people, is a reflection of how you really feel inside. And I'll just tell you that anytime you feel the need to judge anybody, that means that you are a worse judge of yourself, and that when you judge somebody else, you are really just doing that to try to make yourself feel better. Okay, so it's really not about the other person, it's really about you. So, you know, it's called taking all the responsibility for how you feel, think, and see, and put it on yourself and stop projecting it outwards on other people and blaming other people for whatever you're seeing. That's why it's sometimes hard for me to deal with when people talk about animal cruelty and the politics and you know, horrible people. It's hard for me to deal with that in a way that I can sit there and agree with people, because I feel if you perceive from a higher perspective, that's not part of your experience. And don't even try to say I'm burying my hand in the sand. I can't stand it when people say, oh, well, you're just not choosing to see that, you're ignoring it, and then you act, you know, you're acting like it's not really there. No, every single one of us is creating our own experience. That's why I say we all might be living in the same universe, but we're all living our own universe, because not one of us has the same exact perspective as another. There's no two people that have the same exact perspective, meaning there's no two people who are living in the same exact universe. We might be interacting, and the people that you see in your life and bring to your life are a reflection of you in your life. So if you're always thinking about how people are torturing animals, you're going to see that everywhere you go. You're going to experience that. If you don't go there, if you're not thinking like about that, you're not going to see that. Okay? Just like if people say, oh, I always see people, they're such idiots, they drive like idiots. If you're saying that, you're seeing that all the time, you're going to keep seeing that all the time. So, you know, I always say, start your day and end your day, and have your whole day filled with thank yous and I am so grateful for. Because when you're focusing that way, you're going to see more of whatever you're thankful for and whatever you're grateful for. Okay, so anyway, that's just basic law of attraction, quantum physics, whatever you want to call it. Like energy attracts like energy. So if you start noticing you have a lot of funky people around you, you need to start asking yourself where you are being funky within yourself. Now sometimes there's flukes and you just get some weirdos, but if you see a pattern where it's constant, you really need to stop and look at yourself. If you're seeing you're around people that love you, that appreciate you, and really just, you know, care about you, that means that you're loving yourself, you're appreciating yourself, and you're caring about yourself. That's why you attract those people. That's why when I talk about in that soulmate, how to attract your soulmate video, I say marry yourself first. When you start treating yourself the way you want to be treated by someone else, then you're naturally going to attract that person to you. You don't even have to work. It will come to you by the natural law of attraction. So anyway, that's basic loving yourself enough to think good things and care about yourself and put yourself first and honor yourself and be nice to yourself to attract those experiences to yourself. Today I went to buy some organic grapes and kale to make this juice drink, and the kale was $2.99 a bunch, so that's doable. And I went to the grapes and I saw that they were like, I don't know, $3.99 a pound, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a lot. I wanted 2 big bags of them so I could have several of these juices in the next few days. So when I got my order rung up, it was like 30 bucks, and I bought kale, grapes, and some royal jelly and bee pollen. I think that's all I got. And I was like, $30, okay. And then I looked at the receipt and I saw the grapes alone were almost $18. I was like, oh my gosh, $18 for grapes? But you know, I say to myself, hey, I love myself enough to eat and drink healthy. These are organic grapes, and I'm going to be making some delicious juices, and that's my actual food. That's going to be my food for a couple days. So that's not really a lot when you think about it, but mostly I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to love myself enough to pay 18 bucks for grapes if they're healthy, and that's what my body is calling for. So, you know, when you make choices on buying things, don't give up the stuff that's healthy for you, because that's you, that's your body, and you've got to love yourself. Okay, now I want to talk about love. And I'm talking about love for friends, love for family, and real, and they're all forms of love. I'm not saying it's real or not real, but I want to talk about some real soul loving, okay? You know, when you start learning about energy, and you start paying attention to how you feel, you start getting used to what your energy feels like, and you can tell when you feel off, or you can tell when your energy feels agitated, or when your energy feels really light and vibrant. And usually by the way that you eat and drink and the way that you think will do a lot to keep your energy either light or heavy. So lately I've been feeling so light and so wonderful, really, between keeping my thoughts so positive and every day spending my whole day giving gratitude and thanks as much as I possibly can. I mean, I won't even get out of bed probably for an hour because I'm so busy saying I'm thankful and giving gratitude. And when I go to sleep at night, I'm doing the same thing. And during the day, I'm doing the same thing. So it really keeps my energy levels high. And then I feel in a really high, vibrant mood that when I'm eating, I don't want to eat crap or low stuff, because I can feel the difference in the energy, a difference in the vibration of that. And I'm naturally attracted to like smoothies and juices, green juices and healthy foods. So I feel really good. And so first of all, it's going to feel better for me to be around people that vibrate in that same kind of joy. So I want to give an example. There's, I know a lot of raw foodists because I do a lot of raw food. I'm not 100% perfect, but that's my aim every day. And for the most part, I'd say I'm probably between 90 and 95% raw each day, if not 100%. So I know a lot of different raw food people, so I go on their pages and they're always, you know, I watch your videos and they're very uplifting and happy people and healthy people. And then once in a while, I'm subscribed to this doctor's page who's also very well respected among, you know, a raw food person I know. He preaches for this guy's products. And I don't want to name him because I don't want to say anything negative. But what I notice when I go on his site, it's a lot of sick people, and everybody's talking about ailments. And there's a lot of very ill people. And like they're showing their urine and congratulating each other because there's a lot of sediment in their urine. I mean, like, as if you held, they're picturing these jars with all this like sediment, like this thick in the bottom of this jar. And I'm just like, ew. Like, that's like totally not normal. I'm like, come on, drink some more water. You have to have clear urine. No, if your urine is clear, your kidneys aren't working. And I'm like, okay, that's like against everything I've ever heard and believed, to be honest, because I know when I'm having a raw vegan lifestyle, my urine is usually very clear. So the only way that you could get a bunch of crap in your pee like that is if you're eating a bunch of crap to pee like that. And it was actually making me sick to watch it, but they're all telling me that I was wrong, that my kidneys were failing and they weren't working right. And I have to say, I am quite sure that people like Mimi Kirk and Dan McDonald and some other of these raw people are not peeing all that crap out of their pee. I'm 99.9% sure they're not, and I could call and find out. But I realize that most of the people on this Facebook page, they've all got health issues. So, you know, it's good they're eliminating that, but should it be like that on a normal basis? I don't think so. So I'm just, the energies, I don't like going on that page because there's always people talking about, their ailments and they're sick, and they concentrate on their sickness instead of talking about wellness. And you can go on these raw food pages and they're talking about wellness and how to get over illness, but it's just a much more positive energy. So that just kind of goes to explain it right there. So you will vibrate with people that have the same vibration as you. And I just really want to continue my raw journey and keep getting healthier and healthier and feeling lighter and lighter. It feels good, okay? So anyway, so you have that vibration thing going. Now, how about when you like fall in love with somebody? And, oh, he's, handsome, and he's, athletic, and he likes to go to fine restaurants and walks on the beach and vacation, and he's got money, and he drives an awesome car. And, you're talking about all these things that are really important to you. And then, you have great sex or you don't have great sex, whatever. I'm not judging it one way or another. But I want to talk about love and soul, felt love, and sex and love. And really, I want you, when you start learning about what your spirit feels like, what your energy feels like, not your body, because once your body feels in balance and it feels good, you can really tap into your energy too. Because if your body doesn't feel good, your energy is not going to feel good. Okay, and usually your body doesn't feel good because you have an emotional issue that you're not dealing with, or you have a mental thoughts that you're not dealing with that are out of balance, and your body is telling you it hurts because it's asking you to balance something in your emotions or your mental thoughts. That's why you get sick. That's why people get ill. And so I know if I feel something that's hurting, I always start looking at myself, okay, what's going on? And if I can deal with that emotional, mental issue or spiritual issue, which is not a physical issue, I know that physical issue will go away. Because we are spirit beings, number one. And that's why a lot of doctors, a lot of times, they can't figure out what's wrong with you. Because they keep looking at the body and they're just trying to fix whatever's wrong with the body, and they're not going for why the body is hurt to begin with. And I have to tell you, I do healings. I do alternative healings on people. I do light activation healing system, which I founded. And I have had instant healings where recently in Egypt, one of my participants went in the hospital. She had major surgery, and they told her she had a disease that she was going to have to live with for the rest of her life. Well, I was doing healings on her, and the angels were so there. I just knew the angels were so instrumental in all of this. And they were telling me to tell her, you don't have to claim this disease. You don't have to claim this. So I told her that, and I worked on her. And when she got back to the States, they did tests on her, and they could not find the disease at all. She's perfectly healthy. And she's like, Cindy, I don't know what's wrong. They can't find it. And I'm like, so why would that be wrong? Have you ever stopped to think you had an instant healing? That's like totally amazing. But you still need to work on those issues that got you there to begin with so you don't recreate it. So that's what I love about doing the healings that I do, is because I find issues that the doctors aren't seeing because they're not physical issues. And once you can heal those emotional and mental issues, the physical body can get better and become balanced again. So it's so important to go there. And I actually had this guy come to me, and he had been in severe pain and disabled. He couldn't go to work because he was in so much pain. Not that he could walk and everything, but he was just always in a huge amount of pain and a lot of issues with him. He came to have a healing session with me, and in one session, he started feeling better. And he said, and like he came in and he was like, oh, I'm in pain, like don't touch me. And then after the session, he was just like all rejuvenated and just all in a good mood and happy. And he told me he felt so great. And then like 4 days later, he emailed me and told me that after the session, he felt so much better and he felt so healthy. And then he said, and I don't want any more sessions with you. And I'm like, what? He's finally feeling good and he doesn't want any sessions. And he wanted to actually stop sessions because I was making him feel better. And so it served him to have this illness, whether he didn't want to go to work, whether he needed the excuse to not be able to function, whatever reason. A lot of times people have illnesses and keep them because it serves them in some way. And sometimes they know it and sometimes they don't. And I have a lot of stories on that, but obviously we're at 20 minutes now and I don't want to keep making this too long. So anyway, that's that. So you have a relationship, you found a guy with all the things on your list, you're either having great sex or you're not having great sex, it doesn't matter, but I want to talk about the love. I want to talk about that soul-felt love. I want to talk about the love that you have when you're close to somebody, either having sex or not having sex, but when two souls, two spirits, can come together and forget about their human physical body and connect into one. That is such an amazing experience. Now, some ways, if you've never had a deep relationship like that, where you really have a deep connection, that you're able to do that, because both people need to be able to tap into that. Now, one person could ultimately tap into it while the other person was not, but it's not nearly as fun. When you get to know energy, definitely you could go into somebody's spirit and soul and connect with that. But when you have two people that know how to connect to that, wow. Because you know what that is? That's you connecting to your divine self and them connecting to their divine self, and both of you merging in your divine form. Not as a human form, but in your divine form, which is pure, unconditional love. And you know what? Sex has no, it can't even get close to that feeling. It can't even touch it. And some of you, if you've never experienced this consciously, you might have done it unconsciously and not known it, but consciously, maybe you've never experienced this. Sometimes you might have experienced it in a dream state. Maybe when you were asleep and you had a dream that was like this amazing feeling of a bond of being with somebody or making love with somebody, but not just sex, beyond sex, a soul, divine connection, divine spirit connection. And you go, oh man. And it may have happened whether you were in a relationship or not at the time. And it could have happened with that person that you were in the relationship in the dream, or you could have been doing it with somebody else. You know, your dreams take you there. It's not like you're trying to make that happen. And so it's not really cheating because you're in your dream state and you go there. But I'll tell you one thing, a lot of those dreams you have are very, very real. They're not just dreams like, oh, it just was conjured up in my head. They stem from your emotions and your thoughts and your soul connections with other people. You, at night when you sleep, it's only for your body to rest. But your soul, your eternal soul, doesn't need to sleep. So it's up all night and it's traveling to other parts of the world. Maybe sometimes you're helping with a war. Sometimes you're, helping heal somebody. Sometimes you're living in another one of your parallel lives, because I believe we live lots of parallel lives all at the same time. And sometimes you're visiting other people in your dream state. And you can have these connections with people in your dream state where you have a moment of connecting to that divinity, that love, whether you are in the dream having actual sex or just connecting with the feeling of being with that person, that you could feel that joy, that pure, divine, unconditional love connection. So if you haven't consciously done that, you could have definitely done that in your sleep. And that can mean a lot of things. It could mean that you have a connection. Well, it definitely means you have a connection with that person, whether you know who the person was or you don't know who it was. Whether you know the person and they're alive or they're deceased, it doesn't matter. Whoever it is, whether you know who they are or not, And if you have a dream like that, you have definitely some sort of a soul divine connection with that person. Otherwise, you couldn't reach that state. Sorry, my eyes are watering. I keep poking my eyes for like 3 days. I don't know why I keep poking my eyes when I'm asleep, when I'm awake. And today I really did a good poke. This time my nail scratched my right eye and it hurt so bad. So anyway, it's kind of bugging me. But I have to figure out what I don't want to see. But that divine love. So, you know what, just like close your eyes for a minute. And just take some deep breaths. Just want you to feel yourself for a minute. Just close your eyes and take some really deep breaths. And if you wear glasses, take them off. Because when you wear glasses, it's telling you to be on your alert, to be aware. And you want to go inside. When you have your eyes open, you're concentrating on the world in front of you and around you. But when you close your eyes, you go inward. You go into your heart space. So close your eyes and just feel yourself in the middle of your heart space. Then just notice what your energy feels like. Not your body, but your energy. And if you don't know what to look for, it would probably feel like a warmth or a vibration or just some dense air-like feeling energy. And you know, when you practice this, you'll get better at it, and then you'll be able to recognize what your energy feels like, and you'll be able to tell if you're out of balance or somebody else is in your energy that shouldn't be there or whatever. So start feeling that. Now, think of somebody that you would like to feel close with. And if you don't have anybody that you know, and you want to attract a soulmate in your life or something, call up that soulmate to be there. So whoever you want to be with you, call their spirit just by thinking their name. And when you do that, the spirit will come to you regardless of what they're doing. Their spirit, we are multi-dimensional beings, meaning we can come and go into places that fast. And our soul consciousnesses are very smart and they know when we're being called. So with your eyes closed, call in whoever that is. If they have a name, use their name. Or if you're just calling your soulmate, just say my soulmate that I'm ready to be with and that is ready to be with me. And ask them to come and stand right in front of you. And as they come and stand right in front of you, you'll probably feel a pressure, another energy that just joined you. And what I want you to do is just ask them to sit in front of you face to face and keep your eyes closed. And now I'm going to ask you both to open up your heart chakras. So that's the energy center that's in your heart area. Just imagine a circular energy field that's moving slowly in a counterclockwise direction if you were to see it in front of you. And theirs is moving in a clockwise direction. And now I just want you to open those heart centers up so they extend from your heart to their heart center. So they connect right in the middle of both of you. And as you do that, you're going to feel your energy touching their heart energy. Now feel what that feels like. You might feel a different sort of vibration or vibrating energy, a warmth. You might start feeling really nice love or heartfelt feelings. You might even get emotional. Now I want you both to just open those heart energies all the way up and surround the person in front of you. So both of you send your heart energies and wrap it around the person in front of you. So now you become one big energy holding each other with your heart space. And now that you're both in this energetic bubble of heart space, divine love space, notice what that feels like. It's incredible. It's almost like you're in a womb of love. It's almost like you're back in your mother's womb, but different, of course. Now, from this space, you have 7 other chakras, and you could, if you know those chakras, start connecting each chakra with that person. And just get to know them energetically through your chakras. It's not even through talking. It's connecting your first chakra with their first chakra, their second chakra with their second chakra, and letting your energy do the communicating, and you just sitting there and feeling what that feels like. It's amazing. I'm like totally feeling this person. And you know what? It makes you want to love this person. It makes you want to just reach out and hold on to this person physically. And the energy of connecting this way is in such a deeper level that it makes you want to experience it on this level is ultimate. And being able to actually touch them and hold them would be amazing too. But you know what? When you start involving the body, you actually start limiting the love connection. I mean, we're human beings, so we want to have that touch, that body, know that that person is real in front of us. But the truth is that our realness is our soul, is that spirit connection. That's our realness. That's why you're feeling so amazing right now, feeling this person's energy. If you weren't doing this exercise right now and that person was just sitting with you, you wouldn't be feeling this amazing feeling right now. But because you made that conscious connection, you're feeling incredible. You're starting, this is just the basics of starting to tap into that soul divinity, that divine unconditional love that only comes when 2 souls can work together and communicate on a spirit level, on a soul level, and communicate in this way. There's no words that need to be said. There's no physical act that needs to be said. You could come to orgasm in this place easily. Probably easier than if you were actually having the physical encounter, especially for a woman. So anyway, pretty amazing. I want you to just take some deep breaths, and you might be feeling really warm and really vibrating right now, which would make sense because you've called in this person's energy and they are very present with you. Even though the body's not there, their spirit is completely present with you. So let's separate our energy now, because it's not good to keep your energy merged like that. Just, come together, but then you need to separate, because we're in our best energy when we have our own complete energy. So let's have them separate and thank them for coming and let them go back to what they were doing. And now I want you to cut the cords, which is just a swipe with your hands like this. And then push their energy back to them with love. Keep your energy, and let's just do a neutral separation, because that's pretty intense merge energy there. So neutral separation is when you send their energy back to them from your, in this case, let's send it from our heart chakra back. And then imagine our energy coming back from them and grounding up through our crown chakra, down through our body, down to our feet. So it's like a pushing of their energy back to them and pulling your energy back to you. Take a deep breath. I know, that's amazing. And now feel what your energy feels like. Now I bet you can feel your energy very strong. You're probably vibrating a lot more. You're probably a lot warmer. You probably feel really good and maybe a little excited. But now you're feeling your vibrant, divine love energy. That's you. That's your amazing love energy. That's you. That's you tapping into you. And so many people don't feel this because they don't take the time to feel this. And they just think love is having a list of items that you hope this dude or this woman is going to have. She has the looks, the money, the things, the lifestyle. Sorry, it doesn't compare when you're talking about soul love. So those of you that are single, consider yourself really lucky, because from this space you can manifest somebody amazing. And you're going to find that all that crap, all the car and the house and all that, really, I mean, okay, maybe it's important to you. Cool. But to me, I mean, I don't want to live in the street or anything. Let's be reasonable. But to me, feeling that having that connection, that divine connection with somebody, that is so much more important than anything else. Because that's you remembering your connection to Source. That's you feeling your divine spirit, that pure, unconditional love. And in this space right now that you're in, I bet you anything, the last thing you want to do is judge anybody or think bad about anybody. You're feeling good. This is a good feeling, and you want to keep this feeling. So, you know, practice this. I also want to mention really quick, because sorry, this went on too long, but people who couldn't hang with it, I guess they didn't want to feel it. Sometimes you have soulmates and twin flames that are not in a human body incarnated on this earth. So there is times that you are connecting to people that are in their soul spirit, but not with a human body. And so, you know, that's completely possible. But I also want you to know that there are plenty of people on this earth plane that you could have an amazing soul divine connection with. It's not just one person or two people or five people. And I'll tell you one thing, when you learn how to be in your divine essence of love like this, you start finding that you find love in everybody. And it doesn't mean you want to go screw everybody, hopefully not. But you know what? I love so many people. I really love so many people. And so you know, some guys I'm with might get upset if I say I love you to another guy. And, you know, it's not that I'm saying I love you, I want to go have sex with you, but I love you because I can feel your spirit, and I love your spirit. I love who you are. And you know what? All I'm really doing is loving myself, because whoever I am loving like that is another piece of me, is another piece of my divinity. So I'm just loving myself more and more the more my heart opens. And so when I hear people that say they can't find their soulmate and that it's hard, it just tells me that their love essence is not open. Because when you're feeling like I feel, you could find a ton of guys that could work, okay, that could fill that space. Now, I'm not saying that it's all of, you know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't be picky and that I'm not going to be happy with one person, but I'm going to say that you can definitely find enough. You could find somebody. So get your ego out of the way, which is your lower self that is judgmental and has some list, and take those judgments and chuck them and get in tune with your divine spirit of love, your soul essence that is connected with the divine, and connect with people on this level. And I believe, you know, trust me, you're going to have a much more loving experience in general. The people around you are going to love you more because you're vibrating love. So you're going to attract people that also vibrate in love. You're going to easily attract love relationships to you because the people who are vibrating in love relationship essence are going to be attracted to you too. So it's really easy. It really is. And that is the divine love I wanted to talk about tonight. And I hope that I've given you some sort of insight. I just felt like I needed to talk to you about it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube. When you subscribe to my videos, it really helps me. And comment on the comments on YouTube as well, because the more, you know, you guys interact with my channel, the more other people will want to, and it will really help me. And if you find any of my videos helpful for you, share them on your Facebook wall, send them to your friends. Help me help you, and help me help the world. It's through your help, like you know, somehow you found me, and I'm so grateful. And if, you know, it was, you know, I put out a signal and you put out a signal and we met, there's other people that probably need this information. So do your part and spread the light, and you know, share these videos too, because that helps me and it helps other people. And you know what? When you share with other people will want to share with you. So don't keep it a secret. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with the world. Help me help the world in a bigger way. Subscribe to my videos. Like it on YouTube. And the way you do that is, if you're seeing this on Facebook, is click on the YouTube thing and it'll take you to my YouTube channel. You can like it and comment and subscribe there. Share it on your Facebook wall. Friend me on Facebook. My name's Cindy Eiler. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, everyone, and remember, take time to feel that divine essence of love, of who you are. And believe me, you are going to be vibrating in love, vibrant love every day. And your experience in this life is going to be just drenched with love energy. And that, my friends, is amazing. Have a great one. See you later.